Hey guys, so welcome back to the video. Welcome back to part 4 of my American Horror Story Season 13 breaking news. So today we're going to be covering another part. So just like I did this major reveal, I believe that Season 13 might have something centered around the Civil War and the connection of cult and how these characters came to be. Let us flash forward to another crazier thing. So I know that season 13 had a major shakeup with the characters and the cast members. So let us look at memory lane at different themes that I think might work. So with Civil War, which what I talked about before, let's also talk about the return of the Coven and the folklore that may connect to this season. Furthermore, it could also connect to the cooperative, which could be count as Hollywood. That would be pretty cool. Now I know from what I heard they will start filming in February. There's a part that they're going to be filming in Jersey City of New Jersey, as well as there's parts in New York that they're going to be filming. So this might be very interesting for this season. Now the connection with folklore, we've seen certain animals of American Horror Story before. For one, we saw the Minotaur. There's other fictional characters that could be connected to this season of American Horror Story. But further on that, we can know that this season that is coming up is a very unlucky number. So with the witches coming back in some capacity for this season, I think folklore or something that involves different supernatural characters. I'm thinking of more of a season of Cabins in the Woods type of thing, where the government is going to be one of the focal points. And especially, I said this before, double feature, and that's another thing I forgot to mention in my other video. Double feature actually laid out a lot of critical plans. I think, to me, double feature was such a good season, because for one, it gave us the origins how the pills were made, and two, we also got the connection of how the characters such as a Defi, as well as some of the other characters, that they were trying to create the perfect specimen. And it all ties back to like when it came to the first settlers, what deal that was made. And remember, and Death Valley and double feature, we saw that Miss Kennedy, one of the Kennedys or one of the presidents at that time, Eisenhower I think, basically had I think Mimi Eisenhower, if I'm not mistaken, was talking to one of the aliens, and one of the character that Cody Fern was playing was a galactic policeman or detective of some sort. And his whole narrative was that his job is to make sure the deal that was made between the founding fathers and the aliens that were like the first founders, to have a deal that they have their base on Earth. They're using the humans as test subjects in order for certain things to happen. Now, can this be the same aliens from season 2? Now, the aliens from season 2 felt more godly. Like they had the ability to save someone right at the last minute. You know, they have flaws, but they could also repair certain issues. I think that was probably one of the most fascinating things in Asylum, where we literally had the hierarchy of different entities, such as Ska, which was the death angel that was played by Frances Conroy, and how her job was to get certain asylum and characters to pass away gracefully. Now, also, we could also indicate that characters such as the Loas, like Papa Ligba and such, these characters are in a larger echelon of creatures. Now, we haven't seen a literal figure of a deity like a god, but I think the closest thing we can keep going back to is the aliens. The aliens were able to resurrect or repair characters that was in season 2 and therefore created offspring children that were with no sickness. So there's a lot of things that are being at play. There's sorcery and science that are being mixed to create characters, such as characters like, and I still believe we're gonna get a full introduction to the Alpha. Now I'm not sure how they're gonna do that, but I know that with season Delicate was a continuation for me of season 10, because they're trying to create the perfect human specimen. And we remind you, even in Apocalypse, that was one of the main key things where the warlocks were so focused on getting an alpha that they were tricked that Michael Langdon was a pure witchy character, but was also the son of the devil himself. So therefore, we never got to see a proper introduction to the Alpha. Now, can the Alpha be good or evil? That is something that I think they haven't been able to answer. But I think that if the ending of season 8 told me anything, is that trust in your gut, because I think the Antichrist will be resurrected again and some different way of capacity. Now, this time maybe more technology, but who knows. But guys, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that the characters as well as the different matched up between the different season will usher in a new character? And I think I mentioned this in the last video before it was closing. Ryan Murphy stated that season 13 is not the last season. There will be other seasons going on. They want to make it at least 20 seasons. He did mention he wants people to keep coming back to this anthology every year, like a holiday or like a traditional thing. So American Horror Story to me is not going anywhere. But 13, I think 13 is the pivotal point of what's going to happen after season 13. You know, all that will focus on what the season might look like after he's done. But like I said, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.